Okay, so if you've ever wanted to automate any part of your business using AI, this is going to be the video for you. I'm going to show you today, I'm going to show you a live example of an automation that I build, but the value in this video here today is going to be the framework that I'm using that's going to allow you to automate any task for your business. It's a 4-step framework, but once you've kind of grasped this structure, you're going to be able to use this for using AI for emails, reporting, social media posts, pretty much anything. You just got to follow this simple structure that I use to build all my automations. So the structure itself is very simple. You need an intake form, which will collect your structured data. You need a AI prompt or a prompt generator to give it instructions. You need the AI to handle the task, and then you also need an output. And that will be the 4 steps that we're going to do for any automation. I'm going to use an AI product description generator just so you can keep it real bare bones, just so you can understand what I'm talking about. So let's jump right into the tutorial and follow along, and you'll understand as we go through this how you can apply this to different areas in your business. So if you take a look at my screen here, you can see this is a very simple automation, but using this structure basically allows you to implement AI into any part of your business. As long as you've got a way to give AI that data, a way for AI to handle that data, and then a task and an output of sending that data back to whatever it is you're trying to achieve. So in this case, we're going to use some simple fields in an Airtable database, and we're just going to have the end user fill out the form. So we'll just create a new form here in Airtable, and we'll just call it new form or product intake. Now, like I said, this is for a structure for anything. So if you don't have an e-commerce business and you're using whatever business you have, it doesn't matter if this is an onboarding and you want to use AI to create tasks for it. It doesn't matter what it is. This is where you're going to give the data. So the best way to start this is to just use an intake form and not worry about APIs and all that stuff that gets a little bit confusing. Just to keep things simple, we use an intake form where we give the AI the fields that we want it to handle. So in this case, we're going to, let's publish this. I'm going to fill it out, and I'm basically going to turn, let's close that. I'm basically going to turn what the data I've gave it into better data. I'm going to let AI make it enhanced, right? So let's just say leather jacket, and then we'll do category, we'll do men. And so this is important here, keywords and features, and you'll see why it's important, because this is the data that AI is going to use. So it's a leather jacket, handcrafted, quality, it's purple or it's burgundy in color, and high quality. Just put high quality. It's up to you. It really doesn't matter. Ignore what the information is I'm giving it. Just know that it's going to handle this data. Tone, we'll just put professional. You can change this to be whatever it is. Target audience, let's just say men in their 40s. And then status, generate. You'll understand why I've done that. And then obviously this here, you can make this a hidden field in the form, but that's where you're going to get your new description from. Okay, so then I'm going to submit that. Okay, go back to our field here, our database, and you'll see this has been added. Let me just delete these. I hate these empty fields. So this is the data we've just gave Airtable. So what we're going to do now is we're going to build an automation to handle this data. So this is the automation I've built. I'm just going to build it out again real fast so you can fully understand. So let's just, let me take this onto my other screen. And then let's get Railway. By the way, Railway is what I use for NAN. Super cheap. I've got 54 cents left. You can buy, it's like $5 a month for the paid plan or more depending on your usage. But let's just go into NAN. And let's just build this workflow really fast. A new workflow. I'm not going to get into how you connect everything, but the structure here is super important, and this is what's going to allow you to build any automation. So first things first, schedule a trigger. You can set this at any time. Just to keep things simple, we'll run it once at midnight. That doesn't matter too much. You can obviously modify that for your business. And then we want to connect to Airtable. Okay, so Airtable is the input data. That's step 1. Okay, and now we're going to access this, is we're just going to search for fields in Airtable that have the status to do. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I'm just going to copy this. So filter, that's what we're doing. Status, sorry, not to do, status generate. And then we're going to get the AI table that we've created. So obviously you got to create your, oh my God, you've obviously got to create your database. And then I'm going to use this table. So this is the name of the database. This is the table name. Okay. And then we're going to return all records that have generate. Okay. So you can have that so that it's predefined as generate when they fill out the form. That is, we're getting kind of off topic with that, but hear me out. So execute that step. So as you can see, we've executed that. It's searching the records. It's pulled that record that we just created. Now, what we want to do here is we want to use this input data, and then we want to give that to AI. So we need a AI model. Okay, so I'm just going to do OpenAI messenger model. Choose, just do the latest, doesn't really matter. And then all we're doing here is we're giving AI a prompt for what we want it to do. Okay, so this is the step 2, which is the AI prompt. Okay, so let me copy this over just so you can see. I'm going to make this bigger so you see it. So you're an expert copywriter. Create a brand new product name and a product description for the following product details. And then we're going to feed it the fields from Airtable. As you can see, I've already done that. So you know what, just to keep things simple, I'm just going to show you how I do that, just so you know what I'm talking about and there's no confusion. Features and keywords. So these are the features and keywords, and literally just drag these over. Category, tone and style. Of course, you can give it more data. If you want more data, just modify your intake form. And then I've just said, make the description compelling and under 150 words. Write the name to be catchy and memorable. Of course, you can make this way, way more advanced, but the goal here is just to understand this simple structure that I use for all my automations. Okay, and then we're going to output that as JSON. We want the fields to be in JSON. Okay, everything looks good here. I'm not going to execute. Well, I can execute. So let's get Airtable. So we've got step 1 trigger. Step 1 input data. Step 2 instruction, and then when it runs, that's step 3. It handles that data, and then step 4 is the output. So Airtable, and all we want to do is update a record, and we just want to feed so I'm going to run this real quick. Execute step. You see it just made that description. And all we want to do is update that same base with the new field. We're just going to go here, get your search records, drag the ID so it knows which field to update. Then we're going to get the AI, and as you can see, it's produced 2 fields. It's produced the product name and the product description. So product name goes in product name, and then obviously change the status to done because it's finished. Move the description over. There you go, it's added a new description. Then execute that. You'll update that in the Airtable. And then voila, that's it done. Okay, so there's a description, there's the new product name, and all we did is we fed it that data, and then it created the customized description, which I can enlarge that, and then it created a cool name there. As you can see, like, look at that description, it's pretty cool. I mean, it would take a minute to write that out. And again, the product name, it's just found something that it thinks sounds good based on the keywords and features that we've created here. But like I said, the actual task that it's doing is kind of redundant. The key thing here is, and what I'm trying to emphasize is, this is the process that you'll use to create any automation. So you need a way for data to go in, a way for AI to handle that data or give it fields, in this case the Airtable fields, and then produce an output and then update that output. So 4 steps that you could use for any automation going forward. You can use it for handling replies. You need the replies to come in, then you use AI to handle the replies, then AI outputs the reply, and then you update. I know this kind of sounds like I'm dumbifying it a little, but I am, because I think one of the most difficult things with building automations and using AI is actually not building it. the technology's there. It's actually finding a way to handle the data and structure it so that it works and it's flawless and there's not room for error. So this is that's pretty much it, what I wanted to show. I know this is a small short tutorial, but I think this is super important for people to understand. It's kind of like the fundamentals of building an automation. You go ahead, find a task that you want to automate and use this 4-step process, and I can guarantee that you'll be able to automate it and use AI by using this structure. I hope that makes sense. It's a short video that I did here. I just wanted to do a simple tutorial because I do see a lot of people having issues with the structure of automations. If you'd like to learn more, or you had any technical questions, feel free to join my community below. It's free right now. It has a bunch of my automations that I use. I'll include a downloadable link for this automation here if you don't want to rebuild it yourself. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.